My name is Michael Dierks. I work for IMG Media. I'm Vice President of Digital Media. IMG represents many athletes. We also represent a lot of federations and brands, and that's very important to recognize that not only do we work with the athletes, we work with rights holders. So that could be the USTA here in the States, it could be Manchester United in the UK, it could be the European Tour. A telco in Malaysia like Astro, for example, that basically wants to create a golf portal or a golf channel within their deck. They need content to populate that. They come to IMG. IMG says, hey, we represent the British Open. We can provide that type of content to you. Not only can we broker the deal, we can actually also capture, we can edit and encode and basically optimize for their handsets and deliver that content into their networks. Mobile strategy is becoming increasingly important. At the end of the day, what this really manifests itself from our 3G and smartphones. People want real-time data in across multiple screens. We're such a bustle society that people need their scores. They want to know, updated information and news. Mobile is becoming very important in terms of telling a story. So we're a content factory as well. We produce a lot of original content. So delivering stories across 3 screens is becoming increasingly important. I personally believe that it's hard to just go out with solely just a mobile strategy. It's got to be part of the whole. In this day and age, in terms of penetration, it's rising, but it's not going to bring in ad dollars just to fund just a mobile piece. I believe there needs to be extensions. Traditionally, we've done a lot of work on deck with carriers, and the reason we've done that is because at the end of the day, they're the ones that have the appetite to pay content and licensing fees. So if that means it's got to go on deck, that's fine. But I think we're all getting a little concerned as to how convoluted those on decks have become. When you're on deck, you're victim to whoever's programming that on deck. Day one you could be the first link up there, and 2 days later you could be the 50th. And so if you're trying to deliver measurable results back to maybe the brand or the rights holder, and then all of a sudden you're 50th down in that on that deck, it's going to be very hard to deliver ROI back. In terms of sports, off-deck strategy becomes a little more interesting because of the freedom you could have. I think that there's going to be a much more emphasis in terms of trying to do things off deck, i.e. control your own destiny. Within 6 minutes of the end of a Premier League game, we have downlinked the content, we've cut them up into highlight clips, we've voiced over, Beckham scores, blah, 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 and we have encoded, optimized for handsets, and delivered that content along with the corresponding metadata into Vodafone's network, so Vodafone can then deliver those clips to all their subscribers. And the value add that this provides to Vodafone as a service, they can go out and say, hey, we have the exclusive highlight clips to all the Premier League games, and not only do we have the clips, we're delivering them in a timely manner. There aren't limitations in terms of delivering the content. There's limitations in terms of delivering content that people can really see and absorb well. Let's think about tennis, for example. Are you really going to be able to follow a little ball going back and forth on your device? Not only is the screen size so small, but the amount of action, you need to basically get your content encoded in such a way that it's not going to be pixelating and jumping as the ball goes back and forth. When you're taking a broadcast feed of a live golf event, tennis event, baseball event, whatever it might be, and then you have to encode down, that presents a significant challenge. Obviously, if you're producing original content made just for mobile, you have a significant advantage in terms of the way your content's cropped, how you're zooming in, how big your text is. Everyone wants to go that extra mile, but there's so many SLAs involved in terms of delivering real-time content, getting out quick to the consumers, that sometimes that piece is skipped. As a pure consumer, I'd say that 2008 is definitely the year that mobile is taking off here in the States. So I believe as networks here in the US are kind of coming up to par, devices are finally being consumed by the masses, price points are dropping down on these devices themselves, that yeah, I think mobile penetration is huge. 2008 has been a leap year in mobile.